Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got him.
Law enforcement announced the arrest of the suspected shooter in the assassination of Charlie Kirk.
Plus, recognizing the contributions of history in the women in law enforcement, how one RPD sergeant feels about her role on the force.
And a call to action for local high school students. The proposed poetry contest, all about showing patriotism.
Live from WTVO 17. This is Eyewitness News at 5.
Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Wendell Edwards. We're glad you're here. Tonight, the man suspected of shooting and killing conservative political activist Charlie Kirk is in custody.
A judge today ordering 22-year-old Tyler Robinson held in jail without bail. During a news conference this morning, Utah Governor Spencer Cox said Robinson had become more political in the run-up to the shooting of Kirk at Utah Valley University Wednesday. The governor also cited engravings on bullet casings found in the rifle that authorities believe was used in the attack, as well as online messages attributed to the suspect as evidence for Robinson's involvement. He also credited Robinson's family with helping turn him over to authorities.
This is a very sad day for our country, a terrible day for the state of Utah. But I'm grateful that at this moment we have an opportunity to bring closure to this very dark chapter in our nation's history.
Authorities stress they believe Robinson acted alone in Kirk's killing. Utah County plans to file formal charges against him on Tuesday.
Sadly, the graphic video of Kirk's killing is all over social media, and many are having difficulty just dealing with that. Experts advise just not watch if you can avoid it. Take a break from social media if you can. Experts say find something positive, like going outside, playing upbeat music, some good alternative. Mental health experts say if you're tempted to keep looking at those videos, know it could have negative consequences.
If you are that person that goes down the rabbit hole, you have to dig, you're like a reporter and you want to know all the bits and pieces, be wary of how you feel when you're doing it and after you're doing it, because there are after effects. This is why people have nightmares.
So if you start to notice extreme feelings of anxiety or depression, experts say it's important to reach out for help.
A barn is destroyed and several animals dead after an early morning fire in Belvidere. In a Facebook post, the owners of TJ's Farm Market on Genoa Road say they woke up around 5:30 this morning to find their barn fully engulfed in flames. Fire crews were called to the scene. Authorities tell us the barn was a total loss. One firefighter suffered minor injuries from the blaze. The state fire marshal's office is assisting with the investigation.
Tonight, we are recognizing the importance of women officers and deputies on this National Women in Law Enforcement Day. Eyewitness News spoke with one of Rockford Police's two female sergeants. We spoke with Sergeant Courtney Tillman Listhrop. She also heads the Property and Financial Crimes Unit. She says women in law enforcement, they've been getting recognition quite more now.
It's really not even thought about in a way that sometimes I forget that I'm in this position. It's something that, I feel very comfortable with, and I do get a lot of respect from, both sides, men and women here on this department. And again, like I said before, we do support each other, but it's excellent for other younger women, younger girls to see, women in this position.
Rockford's first female police officer was back in 1919 sworn in, and then in 2021, Carla Redd became Rockford's first female police chief. Amazon is growing here in the state line with its new last mile station in Cherry Valley. It will be the last stop before packages are delivered to homes and other locations.
Eyewitness News reporter Tyler Sorensen got a tour of the facility today. And Tyler, when do they hope to get it up and running?
Yeah, Mimi, Wendell, the goal is to have the facility steady by mid-October and fully running by Christmas time. And once it is ready to go, it will hold 200 associates and around 400 drivers. Now, the location will be delivering in a 50-mile radius from the facility, going up to Beloit and down towards DeKalb, along with other rural more locations, where previously packages delivered to those areas would utilize different delivery services, including USPS, UPS, and FedEx.
We're looking into areas where we're not able to deliver, and that's where we're seeing some of these stations open, and Amazon as a whole is also opening up to more of the rural locations you may start seeing, so that we can make sure that all of our customers, regardless of where you live, can get the same great service that everyone else can.
Now, also during the ceremonies, Amazon gave a $10,000 donation to Oscar Mike, a nonprofit based in the state line that helps support disabled veterans through sports. Mimi?
All right, thanks, Tyler. A local veterans group is hoping to inspire creativity and patriotism in young people. Operation Fallen Flags launched its new Stars and Stripes poetry contest today. Organizers are challenging students to write a patriotic poem to be judged by the group. They're proposing the project to the Harlem School District. The project is funded by and dedicated to Charles Buzz Bloomster, a veteran who left the group $500 when he passed away. The goal of the initiative is to foster national pride in young people.
I think young people need some direction, and this is a great place to start, is honoring your flag, honoring your country, honoring each other. And so veterans do that pretty well. You know, we have a lot of respect for each other, for where we've been and how we serve. And I think these younger kids should have that same kind of respect towards your flag and towards other Americans.
Entries are due by April of next year. Winners will be announced on Memorial Day.
Today is the opening day for a local film festival right here in Rockford. The 18th annual Mosaic Film Festival is underway at the Nortloff Center downtown. More than 70 different films are being screened. There are 5 categories, including documentaries, narratives, animation, music video, and experimental. We spoke with one fest attendee about her experience.
I've known about this festival for several years. I've come to it every year that I've known about it, and I just love independent film and foreign film. I love hearing the stories and just experiencing the journey in many different types of film, everything from comedy to drama to documentary.
The full festival VIP pass is $10. A day pass is only $5, and the festival runs through Sunday.
A Forest City attraction is named as the state's most beautiful garden. Anderson Japanese Gardens was recognized by an HGTV article last month listing a garden you can visit in every state. Anderson's Facebook page made a post today acknowledging the accolade. HGTV editors describing the garden as a meditation in motion and say the reflections of the koi ponds create twice the beauty at every turn. Anderson Japanese Gardens was created in 1978.
Coming up, a new name entering the race for governor of Illinois. We'll
hear from Ted Dabrowski about how he hopes to change Illinois for the better.
Our high temperatures today made their way into the mid-80s, another step in the upward direction from where we were yesterday. That warming trend will be at least countered a little bit by some rain chances early tomorrow. I'll time out how long into the afternoon they could stick around, coming up in just a few minutes.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team, with Mimi Murphy, Wendell Edwards, Sports Director Scott Leber, and meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
The GOP field of potential gubernatorial candidates is getting more crowded.
Ted Dabrowski announced today he's running for Illinois governor. Eyewitness News is your local election headquarters. Dabrowski is the president of the conservative activist organization WirePoints. He says the main feature of his candidacy will be moral clarity on matters which impact the quality of life for productive Illinoisans who play by the rules.
I am running for governor for the middle-income family in Peoria, getting fleeced by the highest taxes in the country. I am running for governor for the striving South suburban family whose son was going to a better high school until Governor Pritzker took away his scholarship, and now they can't afford to keep him there. I am running for governor for the family of DuPage County with the academic all-star student who didn't get into U of I because our flagship university puts foreign nationals ahead of residents.
Dabrowski has accused Governor Pritzker of making the state a less desirable place to live. His running mate is Dr. Carrie Mendoza. Dabrowski's most prominent challengers for the nomination include former state senator Darren Bailey and DuPage County Sheriff James Mendrick. Governor Pritzker is taking steps to ensure a supply of vaccines is ready in Illinois.
An executive order announced today establishes the statewide Vaccine Access Initiative. Crane's Business reports the order directs pharmacists and other clinicians to administer vaccines approved by the State Department of Public Health. There have been reports that federal officials plan to stop recommending the COVID vaccine for certain groups. The governor is also ordering calls for IDPH to focus on vaccine planning, supply, and access. It is more Friday night football tonight, and the temperatures are perfect for it.
Jordan's up next. He'll let us know if we could see any rain come down in his full forecast coming up next.
Now, your First Warn weather forecast from meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
It's a nice warm day in the state line as our temperatures have made their way into the mid-80s for many of us. The key difference from yesterday to today is a southerly direction to our wind. That's added on a few degrees, 84 now in Rockford, as well as 84 Rochelle, 86 in Sterling, 87 in Dixon, 83 out in Galena and in Monroe. That southerly wind sticks around here through the rest of the evening, and that'll lead to very pleasant conditions for those Friday night football games. By kickoff, those temperatures still in the upper 70s and possibly near 80 in a few spots, but gradually dropping down to the low 70s as we head toward 9 p.m. That will come with an increase in our cloud cover. It's not really showing up all that well just yet, with many of our Mercy Health SkyTrack cameras still showing off bright blue sunshine in many of those areas across the region. But as we head through the overnight hours, we will see that gradual increase in cloud cover, followed by an increase in our rain chances. A lot of that cloud cover is still producing some very light showers across parts of Iowa, but as that area continues to work its way our direction, we really won't see much impact from those, as there's a lot less favorable environment here locally. But that will change as we head through the overnight hours, and that's where our attention turns up to the activity to the north and northwest, mainly along parts of in Wisconsin as well as in Minnesota. Those will drift our direction as we head through the overnight, and that's what we're going to bring the potential for some of those scattered showers and thunderstorms after midnight tonight. Still dry as we head through about 9 or 10 o'clock. There is a chance for a few sprinkles to the west of Freeport with that activity in Iowa right now, but the increase in cloud cover really showing up as we head beyond midnight, and that will also come with that increase in rain and thunderstorm chances, mainly by around 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning off to the north and northwest, and that activity will drift our direction through the overnight. Now, this particular computer model, one of the much more aggressive ones, showing off on that thunderstorm activity through the overnight hours and even into the early part of tomorrow morning. Other models not quite as keen on that potential, which just shows the uncertainty with what is developing up to the northwest and exactly where and how strong some of those storms will end up by the early hours of tomorrow morning. But there is that potential if those storms were to develop like this model suggests, for some flash flooding concerns, as those storms may train or develop over the same areas over and over again. Now, what we will see going into tomorrow is some impacts left over from any of that storm activity. Lingering cloud cover could keep some temperatures in the 70s up to the north and northeast, whereas those that clear up quite a bit faster may end up in the mid-80s for those afternoon high temperatures. Then going into Sunday morning, we get some areas of fog that could develop as temperatures continue to drop back a little bit. There is a potential for some stronger storms during the early hours of tomorrow morning, a level 1 out of 5 risk from the Storm Prediction Center, mainly along and east of areas near Freeport. To 83 for tomorrow afternoon, that's the high temperature there, but some spots that clear out quicker could end up warmer. 87 then for Sunday and for Monday, or at least dry for Sunday. Isolated chances for at least the first few days of next week. Higher coverage of any rain and storms come as the ridge starts to break down late into the week.
Thank you, Jordan.
Drew's up next with sports.
He's live from Kelsey Stadium in Rockton, previewing the Nick 10 clash of Hononegah in Harlem.
Now sports with Drew Collins.
It is a beautiful day for some high school football. I am live here at Kelsey Field in Rockton, awaiting a major Nick 10 battle between two undefeated teams. One of them will walk away with a loss tonight. The Hononegah Indians welcome in the Harlem Huskies to set the tone for the upper echelon of the Nick 10. These two teams have a ton of talent in many different positions. Let's start with Hononegah. They've been without their starting quarterback, Drew Shockley, and it appears that he is a game-time decision tonight. Bryce Berg has stepped in to fill the role. Meanwhile, Tyler Banker and Yone Timoteo have handled the rushing attack. A big part of Hano's wins have came from their defense. Hano has 10 sacks and 3 interceptions in only 2 games, but the offense has also given up 11 turnovers. Keegan Vansel has 5 of those sacks in just the first 2 weeks. And turning the page to the Huskies, they have had an offensive explosion. They have a sophomore quarterback this year in Braxton Fawcett, and he probably has the best arm in the entire Nick-10. He's already thrown for over 500 yards and 6 touchdowns. Dwayne Broom, Jackson Cook, LeBron McClellan, and Ladarius Foster. The weapons the Huskies have might be the deepest in the conference, but can Harlem stop the Hononegah rush, and can Hano stop the big playability of Harlem? Well, we'll find out in just a few hours.
I think that we're not just going to throw them out there and say, hey, good luck. We're gonna try to, if we have the ability to get them in there, we're gonna get them in there a little bit at a time. I think they're everything that as a coach you want in your team. You've got big boys up front. You've got athletic skill guys. They're very impressive.
We have me, Logan Wilson. Logan Wilson's a junior. He's very good off the edge, and he has a lot of potential for next season too.
Very aggressive. Athletically, they're tremendously fast and quick. And that could be a problem for us.
We're strong through and throughout, every spot from the line to our secondaries to our safeties. We've improved a lot since last year.
An official timeout for an injured Husky player.
And here's the rest of the Nick-10 action tonight. The Blue Thunder will face the E-Rabs. Guilford takes on Auburn, and the Pretzels will face Belvidere. The overtime team will have highlights and scores tonight, plus Tim Bailey's reaction to more Nick-10 action. And Scott will have our Spotlight feature story. Overtime will air after the conclusion of the Kansas State and Arizona game on Fox 39. And earlier, the Cubs beat the Rays 6-4. That's sports. We'll be right back.
Well, it is feeling very summer-like again, which is kind of nice, especially for people heading out to Friday Night Football.
I love it.
Yeah, it's not going to see a big drop in those temperatures. Much more warm, mild night for those Friday Night Football games, certainly compared to where they were a week ago. And we will also stay dry for Friday Night Football, so that's also a good sign. As we had, pretty good football weeks as of late.
Well, just last week it was cold.
It was a little on the cooler side, but that's where it feels like fall. And this one, feels right back to summer. So, First Warning Interactive Radar from Rockford Glastonbury does keep us dry, though, so pleasant for those Friday Night Football games. Temperatures back to the low 60s. We could see the potential for some thunderstorms overnight, though, after midnight tonight. Some heavy rain could be possible, but in a very isolated, localized spots.
Thank you, Jordan.
And thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you again at 6.